Hey guys, it's Pete. I am, as you can see in my studio, I wanted to film today because it's going to be kind of a long process, but I'm going to record today with something I've never recorded with before. I'm going to do a standard 4 mic setup on the kit. I think I'm going to use a D6, an Audix D6 on the bass drum, and then probably either an i5, an Audix i5, or a Shure Beta 56 on the snare drum, and then I'm going to use two ADX 51s Audix by Audix crisscrossed above the kit, which I actually have never tried that before either, doing crisscross pattern, but we'll see how that goes for overheads. On top of that, the reason I'm even setting this up today is not to track something in particular. I'm just going to play, but a buddy of mine let me borrow this Yamaha Subkick. I don't know if you've ever seen one of these. Most of you probably have that are in the drumming world, but this Yamaha Subkick is essentially a drum with a driver in it. So it's got a speaker in it that acts like a microphone, and you put it up against your bass drum or close to the front of your bass drum to get a bunch of low end. And Yamaha doesn't make them anymore. There's other companies that have kind of copied the design and have come out with them since, but yeah, this is it's called a Subkick, and I'm curious to see what the hell this thing does, because I've used them in the studio before, but I've never recorded them. It's when I've been playing with other artists that they've used them to mic up the bass drum in addition to an internal microphone. So that's what I'm going to do today. Let's go. In here. No, yes, yes, yes. Overhead. No, no. Overhead not being used. Kick, Subkick, snare, other overhead. Okay. No pad. Line, 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 line. Okay. So I'm going to open a new project here. I'm recording everything in Reaper. And new project. So now I'm going to add tracks. I need, let's see, kick, Subkick, snare, overhead. 5 tracks. Simple as that. 5 tracks. Okay, so for you, those of you that don't know, usually when you're recording, your overheads are going to be like the audience sees it. So your hi-hat side's going to be, if you're set up like this, your hi-hat side's going to be right and left is going to be the ride side. Whereas if you're sitting behind the kid, it's opposite. I usually go by front of house or audience. So that's how I route them. So then I route my channels and I get ready to record. Is 6. Input for, wow, Subkick's already picking up the low end coming through the wall from the drum studio next door. So now I'm just going to make sure I got levels here. I'm going to play a little bit. Let's see what I got. Wow, that Subkick's super hot. Coming around 5.6. Let's pad that. See if that helps. Wow. Woo-wee. Okay. It's pretty hot. 5, 6. Let's try that again. All right, hey guys. So a couple days ago, I recorded these tracks with a Subkick. As you can see here, I have 5 tracks. I got kick, snare, Subkick, and also 2 overhead tracks. I'm gonna just kind of see what we got. We're trying to see what the Subkick adds to a kick drum mic. So first of all, I used the Audix D6 on the bass drum, inside the bass drum. And just to give you an example of that, this track here is just the D6 by itself. Now, the audio you're going to hear is just over my speakers here, so, you know, it's not going to be super accurate, but I'm going to put an MP3 of the whole track at the end of this video that you can listen to with headphones or whatever, to hear the actual sound that came off the microphones. But basically, this is just the D6 with no EQing, just straight off the kick drum. All right, pretty snappy. All right, so pretty snappy. Same thing here. Okay, a little slower, so you can kind of hear the real snap we're getting out of the D6 inside the bass drum. Okay, so now if I add the sub kick in, a lot more low thump. This is without the D6. This is just the sub kick. So see how it's kind of like low and pillowy, kind of whoof, 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 pushing air sound, you know? Add the D6 in. All right. With the rest of the drum set, so you heard that. This is the faster groove. What I did here was I cut out the sub kick in this section and I cut out the D6 in this section. And then if you look later on, I cut out the sub in this section and I cut out the D6 in, no, vice versa. Looks like I cut out the sub in this, then they're both in, and then cut the sub out here, so it's just the D6, and then they're both in. So I kind of turned them on and off, just so you could hear the difference within a groove. Like I said, over the phone recording, because that's kind of the recording you're hearing right now, I'm recording with my phone, so you're hearing the audio from the phone. Might not be as much. The frequencies that the sub kick picks up are pretty low, so unless you have speakers that handle that low frequency, or if you have a sub, it might not be as apparent. If you're listening to it in earbuds, it depends how good your earbuds are, and also if you're listening to it on your phone, more than likely you're not going to notice that much of a difference. So it does add to it. So let's listen to this real quick here. All right, so that's just the D6. A lot of slap. But keep in mind, no EQing on any of these kick drum mics. It's just straight whatever I got off it. This is, again, the D6, the Audix D6. Here comes the sub kick right here. And here comes both. Just the D6. Both. D6 alone. Both. Okay, let's listen to that last section again where it goes back and forth just with the bass drums soloed out. Just the bass drums by themselves, so you can hear the difference in the microphones. So this is both mics. This is just the D6. Both. just a D6, and both. So as you can see, there is a considerable difference with the adding of the Subkick. The thing about the Subkick is it's such low end, there's no attack on it at all. So you really couldn't use it by itself. I think if you're just looking to get a good thump and attack out of a microphone, buy a microphone. You know, this happens to be a D6, an Audix D6. I love it inside the drum, slightly inside the drum, whatever. But adding the Subkick definitely enhances the low end of the kick drum you're miking for recording purposes anyway. I'm going to put the final MP3. I'm not going to EQ it a lot or affect it a lot. I'm just going to bump up the bass drums a little bit so you can hear the difference of what I just played you in your headphones or however you want to play it at home. And you know, if you are looking to get one of these, in my opinion, I think they'd be good for recording. I don't know how much they would help live just because PA systems, unless they have subs, aren't really going to cover that spectrum of frequency, I don't think. I mean, maybe the newer PAs do, I don't know. But give it a try. If you have one that you're already recording with, take it out live and see if it helps your kick drum sound. But anyway, thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. I'd be happy to answer any questions you have. If you have suggestions for videos, let me know that as well, and I will try to film some videos for you that you're interested in. All right, don't forget to subscribe, turn on notifications so you know when my next video is coming out, and I'll see you all real soon. This is just the D6 microphone by itself. Just the Subkick by itself. And this is both. Just the D6. Both. Just the D6. And both.